Okay, how's it going, everybody? And this is a kind of different type of video than like what I've mostly been doing. I've kind of been trying to make my channel more of like a Pokemon card channel, I think, 'cause it's just kind of easier to do. But I've been wanting to do kind of Scarlet and Violet stuff, and I still haven't built the motivation to edit in, get all the clips on that one shiny hunting video. I have 4 videos on my phone that I can just edit down into one video. I can do it. It's just I haven't got the motivation. So anyway, here's kind of like a quick little, this is more like an explanation video, kind of just like, now I'm kind of late to this as multiple other YouTubers and people have talked about this, and my channel's so small that like, this is just for anyone who just hasn't heard the news and just comes across this video. We have the new Paradox Pokemon, Iron Leaves and Walking Wake. And just for clarification, just in case anybody doesn't know, as most people probably do know, but just in case you don't, Iron Leaves is a Pokemon Violet exclusive. Walking Wake is a Pokemon Scarlet exclusive. So if you don't have access to both games, just go onto the internet and go on to the Poke Portal and go to the raid battles, and you might find like a Walking Wake raid there, or an Iron Leaves raid there that you can just join someone else's. I was lucky enough to find someone to go to a Walking Wake raid and actually catch it and defeat it. So now I'm going to kind of go over how to defeat these 2 Pokemon. As you can see, I have 4 Pokemon in the picnic, the 2 Paradox Pokemon, and Golden Go and Iron Hands. If you're not aware, Iron Hands is basically one of the best Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet for raids. It is a Violet exclusive Pokemon, but there's probably some people maybe like surprised trading them out, or if you just have access to Violet but your main game is Scarlet, you can just get it pretty easily. It's all low, like it is easily accessible in Area 0. So if you can get yourself an Iron Hands, this will be very good for battling these 2. However, if you don't have an Iron Hands and you want to do raids that, like, if you don't have Iron Hands, Huge Power Azumarill works too. I don't have a link to this. I might find a link, but I would suggest watching AustinJohnPlays video on raid builds. This is where I get most of my information from, and his videos are actually how I get most of my information for like Scarlet and Violet raid and stuff. Anyway, obviously I'm playing Violet, so Iron Leaves was my main Pokemon, and I have now defeated like 3 of them in raids. Also, in case you don't know, but I keep saying in case you don't know because I just kind of think that most people know, since my channel's so small, not many people are really watching my videos. But this is for anyone who kind of just watches my videos and doesn't really play the Pokemon, or they're kind of new to it. You can only catch 1 of Iron Leaves and Walking Wake. Once you have caught 1 of each of those Pokemon, you can't catch another one. It's just like the 7-star raids. Once you catch 1, you can't get another one. You can still battle them and defeat them for their items. You just can't catch them. Anyway, I battled and defeated 3 Iron Leaves. Now, the difficult part about these raids, even though they are only 5-star raids and not even 7-star raids, is their abilities, which is the Paradox abilities, just like every other Paradox Pokemon. But they activate the weather or the terrain to make them happen. But their stats are randomized, so the specific stat that'll get boosted is randomized. As I can see, I think Walking Wake may be a special attacker. I think, as its main new move is. I'm gonna go ahead and just exit out the picnic just to show you. Let me just look at their stats overall. I think Walking Wake is going to be a special attacker. So if its special attack is boosted, you might have a difficult time beating it. Hydro Steam is the new move, which, as you can see, the user blasts the target with boiling hot water. This move's power is not lowered in harsh sunlight, but rather boosted by 50%. As most people have already said, this is the first water move to, instead of being like depressed or like lowered and like decreased in power in sunlight, it actually gets boosted by the sunlight. So this is a pretty powerful Pokemon, and it's a special attacker. So if its special attack is boosted, you might have a difficult time fighting it. For Iron Leaves, it's the opposite. Iron Leaves is a physical attacker. Its new move, Psyblade, the user rends the target with an ethereal blade, This move's power is boosted by 50% if the user is on electric terrain, which it will immediately set up electric terrain in the first, as soon as the battle starts, and Walking Wake will do the same with Sunny Day. They will immediately set those moves up, and now there's nothing that really decreases Psyblade, but it still gets a 50% boost in the electric terrain, so it's going to do lots of damage. Now, if its physical attack gets boosted, you might have a difficult time fighting it. So, and let me just say, Iron Leaves will set up Swords Dances. It's going to hit hard. Now that I've kind of gone over the two Paradise Pokemon, let me talk to you about how to defeat them. Let's start with Iron Leaves. Golden Go is the Pokemon to defeat Iron Leaves with. And as I've said this before, I got my information from AustinJohnPlays. And from what he said, and from my experiences of battling these, Golden Go is what you need. You can't really get Golden Go super duper easily unless you kind of grind out tons of Gimmigholes and get lots of coins and stuff, or maybe if you just send like a ton of postcards thanks to the Pokemon Go thing now. But I mean, you can get at least one, probably, especially if you want to complete your Pokedex. At least one, you probably have at least one Golden Go. Anyway, this is the moveset you want for Golden Go. And I'll talk about the what its stats should be like. Mine were not the exact as Austin's, but this is the relatively what you really need. And it's mainly like, because this is mainly like, try to do as much damage as you can, and you want to get the terrestrialization. Like, you want to be able to terrestrialize the kind of as quickly as possible. But Iron Leaves it's kind of frail, but it's like, it just hits so hard. Anyway, you want Recover, Hex, Make It Rain. You don't need it for the battle, but it's Golden Go's signature ability, so it's kind of there. And then Nasty Plot. So basically, let me kind of just go over like, and then let me. Okay, so let's see if I do this. I've maxed my Golden Go out in HP, and then I lowered its special attack. So obviously that's the you can see the nature you want. Well, mine is Bashful, but I gave it the modest nature. But basically you want like high special attack to do lots of damage with Hex, and I pretty much all raid Pokemon you kind of boost their HP so they take hits well. You want it to be kind of speedy, so get its speed up relatively high. Austin's like had super high speed. Mine is like only 215, so I mean that's really enough. But if you can get higher than that, that's good. But because you're fighting Iron Leaves, you want physical defense, because it's not really using special moves. It's mainly using physical moves. So you want high special attack, pretty much max out your HP. And if you don't want to do that, kind of lower the HP a little bit. Basically, just build it to where it's got high special attack, high HP, and like moderate to high defenses and speed. Anyway, now that you kind of get the gist of like that, and then you want the modest nature. Now that you kind of got the gist of that, let me go over basically what you do when you get into the Iron Leaves raid. First, obviously you see it's going to set up the electric terrain, boost its Quark Drive. If you see that it has a physical attack, that its physical attack raises, you might not beat it. You may want to bring in some more people for help, or you may just want to wait till a different day to battle it. This leaves, I'm not sure when, but I think you still have I think you have less than a week, I think, to get this. Anyway, basically when you first get into the raid, if its physical attack raises, you might not beat it, you might want to get more people, or you just might have a super difficult time and you might beat it with like a super sliver of time left. But if any of its other stats kind of get boosted, the speed might be a little annoying, and maybe because it's just going to hit hard, but as long as the physical attack isn't boosted, you should be okay. Basically, when you first get into the raid, you set up at least one Nasty Plot. If you want to set up more, that's fine. But from what I've experienced and from what Austin did, setting up one Nasty Plot is that's what you need. Then you use the defense cheer to boost your defense and your special defense, which the special defense you don't really need, but it's the physical defense that you want boosted. It's also helpful if you have a Pokemon, like one of your allies can like put a status condition on Iron Leaves, because, especially if it's Burn, to lower its attack. But if you can get a status condition on the Iron Leaves, that is good, because Hex does more damage. Hex Hex has a power of 65, so there's better. So obviously there's like better ghost moves, but I don't really know why. Let's see, can it learn like shadow? Like you can learn Shadow Ball. But I think maybe the reason Hex was chosen was because it does double damage when there's a status condition. But I mean, I haven't tested Shadow Ball, so if anyone wants to test Shadow Ball and see if it's better, go ahead. But I've noticed that Hex works fine, especially if they have a status condition. So basically the rundown is set up Nasty Plot, set up Defense Cheer, and then just spam Hex. If your HP starts to get kind of low, you can use Recover to heal, or you can use one of the heal cheers, but you have a limited amount of those, while Recover you have like 5 of them, and Recover you know you're going to heal more, like, because like the heal cheer may heal, because it's like random, but you know Recover is going to heal like most of your health, so Recover is good for that. Now, basically, you want to be able to terrestrialize and become a pure ghost type. As you can see, you want the ghost Terra type, which I think shouldn't be too hard, because I think Gimme Ghouls are always, they're pure ghost until they evolve, but whatever. As a steel ghost type, you're going to resist, like most of the time it's using like Mega Horn, Psyblade, Leaf Blade, and it never really used Psyblade, or not Psyblade, Solar Blade, as you can see, that's one of its moves, but it mainly used Mega Horn, Leaf Blade, and Psyblade. But Mega Horn you definitely would like it to use, because it's pretty sure it's a special attack and it doesn't do a lot of damage, because you basically kind of resist those moves being a steel type. However, once you use the Terra type, or once you terrestrialize and become a ghost type, you no longer resist those moves. So you will be taking lots of damage, but you're going to be doing tons of damage back with Hex, especially if you can put a status condition. It's kind of very crucial if you get like a status condition on the Iron Leaves. So like if you can get like the Drift Limb, or if like maybe you get like an Arcanine or something, or like some kind of fire type that can put it in burn, like that's what you want. If you can't get that, it's fine. You can still beat pretty easily. So Iron Leaves is definitely the easiest to beat of the two. So that's the basic rundown: is Nasty Plot, Defense Cheer, spam Hex, Recover if you need, get the Terra type off, get the Terrestrialize off, boom. If it's getting a little more challenging and you may want to need some more help, call some friends, or maybe get a call with some friends, or like get some more friends to kind of help you that you know that's with you, or you can just have people join and they can maybe help. It just is to note that like if an actual player goes down in a raid, your time will chunk down, so it's kind of just more efficient to beat it on your own. Anyway, now that you kind of get the gist of Iron Leaves, because this is kind of just like a basic, like just super quick rundown. I also talk kind of fast, so if you need to, you can rewind in case I talk too fast. Let's move on to Walking Wing. Iron Hands, the main Pokemon for raids. It's actually a really good like Pokemon to use against Walking Wing. Now I had to do this with other people because I wasn't in Violet, but now this is to note that when Austin did it, if you haven't seen his video, which you should, because he does a way better way explaining this than I do. If I do decide to link his video, which I think should be fine, as I'm not playing the video, but I'm like just linking it, saying that this is where I got most of my information, and like this is a way better video than mine. Like go watch his if you haven't already. He did this with one of his other like switches. He did this with like one other person being his own switch. So he did this with two like actual people, because it was his switch and then his other switch. But I do this with other people, so I don't know if this is beatable on your own. But let me just give you the rundown, and you can decide if you want to battle those with people or with by yourself. Now, as you can see, Iron Hands has a lot of HP, 512, and then 416 attack. Basically, for Iron Hands, you want to max out its HP and attack, and then I put its other thing into like special defense or physical defense, either one, I don't know. But you don't really care about the speed, really. It's the defense and special defense kind of make it a little bit more bulky. And then obviously the adamant nature. It's a physical attacker. You want adamant nature. And this is basically the main rundown for how to like just use Iron Hands, really. Because it's, once you get into the battle, you use Belly Drum, and you want to Drain Punch. So basically you want to use use Belly Drum to boost your attack to max, then you Drain Punch so that you can get your health back. Also, this is a note that I don't know if you noticed, but Golden Go is holding a shell bell. I actually beat my first one without the shell bell, but it definitely helps to have the shell bell because Golden Go's not using a move to heal it, while Iron Hands, Drain Punch will heal it after attacking, and because you're doing tons of damage, you're getting lots of health back. But after Drain Punch has been active, so there is Electric Terrain, so that's like to boost your electric moves. He uses Thunder Punch. When I wasn't doing Walking Wake, I was running Wild Charge, but that's because I didn't have to use Wild Charge very much. I would kind of use that at the very end of the battle to like do a quick finish. However, Thunder Punch might be better here in terms of that it doesn't do recoil. So you can hit with a strong electric move, and that's also physical, and not take recoil. It does do a lot of damage. I saw that my Thunder Punch was doing lots of damage after the belly drum. Now, this is the note that I also was having help from people. They were like doing heal cheers, and I think some of them maybe have also been doing like maybe attack cheers or something like that. So they were really helping out. So I had a lot easier time. So this is why the Walking Wake 1 explanation is a little shaky, a little not complete, which is definitely why I suggest watching Austin's video and not AustinJohnPlays' video, not mine. Basically, when you get into the raid, belly drum to boost your attack to full, Drain Punch to get your health back, and then just like start spamming Thunder Punch. And if you want, set up Electric Terrain. My Iron Hands always has the booster energy to immediately boost its attack. But if you don't have one of those, which it's not super difficult to get, but you can set up Electric Terrain to boost your Core Drive, or Electric Terrain to just boost your Thunder Punch. But basically, once you get into the raid, belly drum, Drain Punch to get your health back, and then if you want, set Electric Terrain up. If you don't, then just spam Thunder Punch. And if your health starts to get low, you can always Drain Punch to heal, but if it has the shield up, you might not be doing enough damage to heal a lot, so maybe the heal cheer is useful. Basically, I would just suggest battling with more than just yourself for Walking Wake. As we can see, it has like more HP, and it seems like its stats might be higher. I don't know. For me, it's probably a little bit more difficult to beat. Anyway, I mean, that's kind of like the rough rundown on really how to beat Walking Wake. Before I end the video, let me just do like a quick rundown on how to defeat them. Basically, to defeat Iron Leaves, this one, the Violet exclusive, you want Golden Go, being the Ghost Terra typing with a Shell Bell, obviously level 100, and you want it to be like high special attack, high HP, and then like high in physical defense, and like high / immediate in like in physical defense and speed. Then you want the moves Recover, Hex, Make It Rain, or whatever move you want, and Nasty Plot. When you get into the raid, you set up Nasty Plot, you set up the defense cheer, and then you spam Hex. If your health gets low, use Recover. Then, as soon as you can get the Terrestrialize off, do it, and then spam Hex as a pure Ghost type with the Terra type. You're doing tons of damage, shouldn't be too difficult to beat. The warning is, if its physical attack goes up, you may want more people, or you may want to reconsider fighting that one and just like maybe move your clock forward, or wait till the next day for one jump here that doesn't boost its physical attack. For Walking Wake, you want Iron Hands, basically the best Pokemon in the game to battle in raids. Booster Energy, level 100, max attack, max HP, Adamant Nature, and then put your other EVs in this defense or special defense, whatever. You don't really need speed. Once you get into the raid, set up Belly Drum, use Drain Punch to heal. Other people may also heal you with the Heal Cheer. If you're doing with other people, if you're doing by yourself, use Drain Punch to heal. If you need to, use the Heal Cheer to heal yourself. Then, if you want to set up Electric Terrain to boost your electric moves. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Then just spam Thunder Punch. But I think I didn't really do this, but I'd suggest setting up Electric Terrain just to boost your electric moves. And then just spam Thunder Punch. And when you can can terrestrialize and become an electric type, or like become the Terra type electric, then use Thunder Punch then as a Terra type, as terrestrialize, so you do more damage with Thunder Punch. that's the main gist on how to defeat Walking Wake. It's just my experience was different because I had to battle in someone else's, because I play Violet. Walking Wake is only in Scarlet. Iron Leaves is only in Violet. That is, and I had to join someone else's raid. But it's not super hard to take down since they're only 5-star raids. However, even as a 5-star raid, they're still pretty difficult to take. I'd probably rank them probably in between, like probably as the 6-star raids. Really, they're ranked as 5, but they're kind of as difficult as like 6. So definitely don't go in cocky. Like they're pretty difficult to beat. I think that's really all I really wanted to say, because it's kind of just a rough explanation. But definitely, if you want a better explanation and like more visuals, and I'm not really good at editing. If you want more visuals and more really how to beat it, and actually like showing the battles on how to beat it, go watch AustinJohnPlays' video on Walking Wake and Iron Leaves. I think you still probably have like less than a week to get it, I think, and then it's going away probably until the DLC. I might link Austin's video in the description, so look out for that if you made it to the end of this video. So this is the end of the video. Before I go ahead and just stop everything, I just want to say, if you guys like the video, like my videos, like watching these, like this content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want. That right now is not a big importance as my channel is so small, but I mean, these explanation videos are like, since I know what I'm talking about, I actually know what I'm talking about. It's a little actually more fun and kind of entertaining, since it's something I can actually talk about and talk about people who actually care, rather than talk with my mom, who really the only Pokemon knowledge she has is Pokemon Go. Anyway, you heard about the liking and subscribing, whatever. And if you got to the end of this video, I want to get my channel monetized, so I need a certain amount of watch hours, 4,000 watch hours, so watch my videos all the way through. If you made it to the end of the video, made it to this point, and you're hearing this, you did it! Thank you. Thank you so much. That's all I have for this video. Good luck on battling these if you haven't already, and this is the video you came across for information. That is all I have. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.